Give a voice of an apartment store mannequin. She always leaves me breathless and panicking. There's nothing I can do but stay out of sight. With every touch, makes my stomach feel uneasy. She says my name and my thoughts get breezy. It's not an hour more than this tonight. Lips the color of poison dark frog. Eyes the blue of my deepest fantasies. Such craving keeps getting away. Sweet like antifreeze. She's got a voice that moves down from the hill, and it descends to 95 between kills. But you know I die for a word from those lips. There is no alignment for other agendas, and we always decided someone to defend us. But it all been played with you with those hips. It's the color of poison dark.
Well, hey there, folks. It's me, Big Ugly Jim. I am yammering tonight with my buddy Norm Manyheads. Norm is just a rad human being, and I'm going to bring him on camera now, and you can say hello, Norm.
Hello?
That's there you go.
I'm on?
You're,
all right.
You're loud.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good for the most part, yeah.
Good.
More than just getting by at this moment now, I guess, which is good.
This is very important. I know that
yeah.
You know, this is a tough time for all of us, but I think you've had you know, very particular frustrations lately with dealing with your work and stuff, and so I'm really glad to hear that you're doing more than just getting by. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. I've had some challenges, as we all have, right? But you know, mine have not to say that I've been any more than anybody else, but for me, up to this point, this has been last year was the most challenging year of my life anyway. So yeah, I'm doing better.
Well, this is good. This is very good. Just making sure that I see that all the lights are.
I got a cat that wants to come in, so.
Fair enough. That's yeah. You've got some cats in your place, that's for sure.
Yeah, a few roaming around here.
I appear to be frozen.
I see that. I can still hear you though.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
It's like you're frozen in carbonite with the piece of art.
I'm gonna drop off and drop right back on. So just talk about the thing. I can still hear you.
Are we? Is this like official? Are we like yammering now?
We are yammering. This
okay,
is
so
a full functioning.
I thought there. Okay, I just want to make sure there was no like introduction thing we had to go through first, maybe.
Already did.
Okay, so that was it. Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so I guess since you're frozen and you can't move, I'm just gonna yammer on. I guess maybe I can elaborate. So I had a couple surgeries. I had a serious ear infection, and then I had my gallbladder removed as well. So which it was all fine. It went well. Recovery was good, but it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. And then in terms of the job, I think everything just finally came to a boiling point with just some of the more heavier things I deal with. If for anybody who doesn't know, I deal with animal welfare issues and whatnot for 60 Gap. I feel like I got something on my face. So I see a lot of unsavory things come across, a lot of just some. Oh, I lost Jim. I don't know if I'm still live. Am I? Hello? I don't know if I should keep going. Do I keep going? Was that me? Was that my connection? Oh, this is weird. Talking to myself here. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody out there? Let's do this. Fine.
Okay, sorry about that, man. I'm back.
Fine.
Yeah,
Was I still live
yeah, you were still live the whole time.
when you
I
left?
I had to leave the call and my phone. I ended up having to restart my phone because it was being dumb. So this all worked out.
Oh, okay.
We're here.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Was I still live?
Yep, the whole time you were live.
Okay.
You were live.
I didn't know. Once you disappeared, I was like, "Oh, am I still in TV land?"
I get that. Yeah, Nate Reno commented while you were on your own there. He just said, "It's your show now, Norm."
Oh, I missed my chance. My chance at show business.
You could have been somebody. Could have been a contender.
I know. It's gone. Never to be had again. So I was just going on about. I was just belly aching about my job. That's all I was doing, as we all do. But I was just elaborating more on the year I had, I guess. And it's the animal welfare stuff, the animal control stuff. It's difficult to describe because I don't know. For me, it just seems like it's one of those things that's you can only really understand it unless you're there doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's for me anyway. It's difficult to elaborate, on the effect that it has. I could tell all kinds of stories, crazy stories about it, but the effect that it has on me and has had on me that's the difficult part. To get across to somebody, anybody.
Oh yeah. So let me take a stab at it, and you can tell me how far from true I am.
Yeah.
So when you first told me that you were going to be working in animal control stuff, what I imagined was like the dog catcher from Dennis the Menace kind of a vibe, like really not a very accurate view of what this would be. But that's what we all think of. And
accurate on maybe some levels, but I know what you're saying, yeah, because there are some comical moments.
Oh, definitely. And so I've known you for a long time, and we've been good friends.
Yeah.
So I've watched as that job has been, it has been very emotionally investing for you.
Yeah.
Partly because you have a giant heart especially when it comes to animals, but also when it comes to people. But also because it's I think because it's on the res. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think that adds something positive and also some frustration for you.
I would say so. I would say that's that's a fair. I don't want to say assumption, but I'm lost for words. But I'd say that's a fair viewpoint anyway.
Fair take.
Yeah, yep. Like it being on the res definitely does have its challenges as it would somewhere else. I'm not saying any more or less, but again, it's one of those things where it's difficult. Again, I don't want to keep falling back on this, but it is really difficult to really try to get the point across of what it's really like unless somebody's there doing it. But there are challenges to face when you're doing it on a reserve. Obviously, I've only done it on my reserve. But, for the longest time, forever, people just do things differently out here as they would in any, community that's, dare I say segregated,
The shoe fits.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, there are unique challenges out here that I face. And yeah, a lot of that does weigh on you emotionally. you know. And see,
Yeah.
here's the kicker is that, you know, anybody who's the cats. Any, anybody who's you know, involved with animal welfare is you have to have that heart to be in it, because if you don't, then you're gonna you know, hurt somebody yourself, or you know, just be the worst at it. You have to have that caring, but that's the thing. When you do have that caring, and it makes you vulnerable to all these emotional and mental burdens, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I, as your friend, I've seen you, you know, weather that. And some days are, you know, you know, when I see us, there's days where, you know, there's real pain in your eyes, and there's other days where there's real joy, because I know that, you know, you also, as much as there's difficulty, you really do love this job, and
Yeah,
that
for sure.
that makes my heart happy.
Yeah, you know, and yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, I do love this job. It's the best job I ever had. And you know, that being said, um, if it wasn't, you know, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't still be here doing it. I would have moved on to something else, you know, long
Sure.
time ago. You know,
Yeah.
so it's definitely a double-edged sword, as they say. You know.
Yeah. No,
But
absolutely. And
but I'm
go
doing
ahead.
better. I'm doing better. I
Good.
hit, you know, I hit a very low point. I wouldn't say my lowest point, but I hit a very low point around, you know, December. And to yourself and everybody else out there who may be concerned, I'm doing better, and I'm doing better each day. So, and I'm glad to say that you know, every day is an improvement. And not to get too sappy, because I know this is the Sappy Jim show where we all cry, and then you give the audience all a car, you know.
Yes, that's my game.
But I'm doing better, and it really was you know, friends and family that got me through. You know, I wouldn't.
Yep.
Not to say that I wouldn't be here, but I would not be this far along in my recovery as I am right now without that. So yeah, no, that's very important, and I learned a very valuable lesson. Not that I didn't know before that was important, but it really brought to the forefront. It really made me realize just how important it is, you know, to have that support. So yeah,
100%.
I'm doing better. I'm doing good.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it, you know, it's funny because it, you know, we always hear, especially lately, we hear a lot about, like, you know, reach out to your friends, and you know, it's the easiest thing. There were, you know, many times where I would just send you a, hey man, I just want you to know I love you, or, you know, comment on a Facebook post or whatever.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking about it in terms of, like, boy, I sure hope I changed Norm's whole world, because that's all on my shoulders and I'm awesome. But it was, you know, I saw my friend going through some stuff, and I just wanted to be like, guy, I love you. I got you.
And that's what gets you through. That's what got me through, to be honest. Just those little things, you know. Unfortunately, you know, it's all just because of the past year. It's all the Facebook and whatnot, and but honestly, it's just those little things. It's just those little things. Not to beat a dead horse, but it's those little things that definitely got me through. So yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And to be fair, if that horse didn't want to get beaten, it wouldn't have been dead, right?
No, exactly. Exactly.
Obviously.
Here's me, the animal, you know, the animal welfare guy, you know, talking about beating horses and whatnot. So
yeah, don't think of it as animal welfare. It's animal control. I know that is the farthest thing from who you are and what you would do. So I was thinking about when, you know, both the first time we tried to do this and it didn't work, and this time in the time leading up, I keep going back in my head to that first gig we played together at the Shamrock.
Yeah.
Johnny Incognito goes on stage. My first ever show. Terrified as fuck.
Oh, wow.
I had my hand in my pocket the whole time, microphone up like this over my mouth, and just going like, terrified.
Oh,
And
man.
you guys were there. You, Jer, and Jeff were there, and you guys
Yeah.
were playing after us. And you were just super supportive and super nice. And we're like, what great guys. That's so awesome. And then you guys disappear and you come back and you got the war paint on and gas masks and body parts are all over the stage. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. And you guys start playing and I was like, abortion grenade, lifelong band. That was fucking amazing.
You know, I'm glad you tell the story because you remember it so much more than I do. My memory.
I wasn't that memorable to me.
My memory doesn't go back that far, but I do remember the Shamrock, and I mean, this is the scandal of the year. But I'm, you know, as much as you tell me the story, I don't remember that night. You know, I remember playing the Shamrock, but I just don't remember the specifics. But I'm glad we did share the stage that night, and I'm glad, you know, we all had a good time, and we didn't end up, you know, knife fighting in the back alley, as you know, as you do at the Shamrock, you know.
Yes, it's the Shamrock way.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest though, I think it says a lot about you, the three of you, because I know Jaren's. I haven't talked to Jeff much, but I know Jaren's. You know, when I tell the story to him, he's like, "Yeah, I totally remember that." But I think it says a lot about who you guys were as a band because, you know, you were just so fucking nice to all the people that you shared a stage with. And that night, the first band was very like, I don't remember their name. I don't remember anything about them. They were. I remember them being like a very rock and roll kind of band, but they didn't talk to us. Their fans didn't talk to us. Nobody gave a shit. They just like got on stage, played their songs, and then sat and drank beer in a corner. And then there was you guys who were like, you know, we didn't hang out and sit together or anything like that because you know we were doing our own things. But all of our interactions were awesome. And that was one of the things that paved the way for, you know, what we ended up doing with the Beer Corps in my mind was, you know, why can't more bands be like that? Why can't it be a friendly thing instead of like, oh, it's a battle of the bands and we're going to win and screw you.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I guess what I could say about at the time was we were just so happy to just have a show that it wasn't, you know, at least for myself, it wasn't a battle of the bands for us. The battle of the bands was just our way to get in and to play a show, you know, in Calgary because at the time that was living large. You know, all the bands do it now because that's the place you got to play if you're a local band, right? And it's nothing. You know, you get in, you get to know somebody, especially with all the social media and stuff, which we didn't have back then. You know, it was harder to just get a show. So the Battle of the Bands allowed us to just have a show, and that was our focus. It wasn't about Battle of the Bands. It was just about, hey, we're all here doing a show, and this is great, and life is beautiful, and that was our outlook, you know. So, you know, anybody who would, you know, just you know, talk to us and come converse with us, we were just glad to, you know.
Totally.
You know, and like I said, trying to paint a picture for anybody, you know, who may not know, but obviously, we were just three dudes from the reserve, who were just trying to, you know, get out there a little more, whatever that means. You know, we were just pumped and ready to play shows. You know, it didn't matter where, for who, or whatever. We were just happy, and those first Battle of the Band shows, you know, that was living large to us. You know, it's like, oh, we got a show in Calgary. You know, we're huge now. You know, so you know, that's kind of the mind frame we were in at the time. You know, so it wasn't really Battle of the Bands. You know, it was just a show. It was just a show. We were just glad to be alive and doing a show. So
Yeah. It was very much the same for us. Like, we were not there to, win the cash and prizes and, rule the world in our local rock and roll glory. It was like, this is a fucking stage. We can't play shows because no one's ever heard of us. So we're gonna play these shows. Rolly Mac will give everyone a show if they want it. And from there you get to meet other bands, you get a little bit of stage time. And so when you go into another bar and you're like, yeah, we'd like to play a show, they go, where have you played before? And you go, oh, I played Band Wars with Rolly Mac. They're like, oh yeah, Rolly, right on.
That's
same,
exactly how we got started. I think I got Clint's number from Rolly, I think it was, and so I called it, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I was like 20 or something like that, 20, 21, and I'm calling this number, I'm calling this dude, Clint, and then I'm just like, we have this band, and he's like, okay, we can play on Saturday then, and that was it, and I was blown away,
Yep.
And
I had the same issue. Like, I had built up in my head that all of these things, like, there was gates that you had to go through in order to get on the right
demo
stage.
Tapes and whatnot.
Oh yeah. And I was like, I remember a year after Johnny Incognito started playing shows, the band fell apart, and I got a new bass player, and we worked and got the new bass player ready.
Yeah.
And we got our first show at the Underground.
Nice.
And I was like, this is huge. This is possibly the most momentous thing ever. And we're opening a fucking show at the Underground. And if I had just called the Underground and been like, hello, I'm in a band, they'd have been like, do you want a Saturday or a Friday?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. 1 second. I got a little cat out here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those that, if you weren't there for, what the music scene was when Norm and I were getting started, there wasn't a lot of groups like, Calgary Beer Corps or, any number of other promotion companies.
Any that I knew of. Yeah,
I didn't know of any either.
Yeah.
And certainly not that we're interested in the kind of hooligan music you and I were playing, my friend.
No, exactly.
Would it be fair to qualify Abortion Grenade as death metal, or is there, am I getting the wrong genre?
That's the $1 million question, I guess. Because we all had our different influences, and again, it was just, we didn't have like a roadmap figuring this out. We just got together and did it. So some songs were death metal-ish, and then some were, punk-ish that eventually morphed into death metal-ish. So it was some death metal-ish vibes, but there was some other influences. Yeah. So I guess if one wanted to say, sure, you can. I wouldn't be offended if somebody called it death metal. So I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for somebody to come out with alive metal. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, that sounds like Christian metal. Like, if the opposite of death metal would be like, don't hurt in churches, love a nun, but not love a nun. Nothing but clean vocals. Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Is that Creed? That's Creed.
Yeah. Live metal Creed. That is totally Creed. That is fucking, like, Stryper even was faking it. Creed is legit hardcore for Jesus. Oh, wow, that's awesome, man. So the other day, relating to the Abortion Grenade times, had my good buddy Corey White on the Yammerings.
Yeah,
and he said something that. What's that?
He's got the show, the Corey White Show.
He's got the Corey White Show, which is almost as good as Pizza Police. I mean, nothing Pizza Police.
He's got more stamina than we do, but
well, he's young and spry.
Yeah.
But he said something that is something that I've always felt, and that I've seen, and that was I mentioned your name, and he was like, Norm is a fucking hero of mine.
Oh wow.
most of the music that he has made as Corey White,
Yeah.
he felt that because as a young kid he saw Abortion Grenade playing on the res, and
Oh,
it
wow,
was like,
yeah.
these are my people doing music, and it's doable, and they're good, and they're awesome, and I want to fucking do that.
Wow.
And I love that.
No, that's that's amazing to hear. And in trying to stay humble,
I don't.
I don't know how to say this without, I'm on the spot now. That's, I guess I can say is that, I'm just glad that, I contributed to that, and I guess, again, this is tough for me to say, but, because I hate taking credit for anything, but to open that door just a little bit more for some younger generations. I'm just glad just to have been a part of that and to be able to do that. And if us, just getting together and doing band wars and just having a great time and just doing what we did because we had the opportunity to, if that helped the next generation to come along and continue with that, I'm just glad to be a part of that, and just happy to have open that door and give some of the younger ones more incentive that you can do this is doable, kind of thing, so
Totally.
Yeah, that's good to hear, and I'm glad there's like I said, it makes it worth it, to hear those stories, and try not to let it go to my head, but just glad to have been a part of it. And yeah, I'm really glad that those kids are carrying the torch,
Yeah. And that's, I think that's the cool thing about it, is it's not like, three kids came along after you, and it's certainly like not you and the guys are the only reason that they did this.
No,
but you were maybe like a catalyst that helped them see, Carlin and Corey and Quarthon, and people were like, we can be in a band. And I think that's fucking awesome. Like, I grew up in Calgary where, like lots of people had bands, but I never felt like I could be in a band because, the band people were cool and I wasn't cool.
It's those limits we put on ourselves,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that, and maybe that's how I'm a fucking superhero. All those kids watching at home right now, you'd be like, hey, wow, that fucking giant loser was a rock star. I can do it too.
There you go. What a crowd. All two of you.
That's what I bring.
And if I can add to that, honestly, like if we didn't do it, all those other kids would have eventually done it, because they're so freaking talented. And they would have eventually broke that door down, without us being there. And that's where I say I'm just glad that, we were a part of it, at least, to open that door just a little bit so they can come and kick it open. You know what I mean? So we just unlocked the door. They smashed it open.
Yep. I get that. And I really, I completely agree with the way that you're phrasing that. Like, you guys showed them that it was a possibility, and they were like, and we're going to do this our way.
It was totally natural too, because we were just trying to do what we wanted to do at the time. It's not like, not that anybody ever has a master plan. It's not like we had a master plan or anything like that. We were just, now that I look back on it, we were just really, really fortunate to know each other and to be able to be given that opportunity to do it. Just little things like having a jam space, having gear, that was the biggest hurdle back then, was just having gear and the support of family and whatnot, we were all, as far as I know, fortunate enough that we didn't have family saying, you're playing that devil music and you better not play that in my house, kind of thing, So, we were just lucky enough to have those opportunities, and that's one of the things I'm really thankful for. So, yeah, good times.
Yeah, absolutely good times. And now today, you've graduated into the realm of full-time actor and pizza police officer.
pizza officer, yeah.
I said the other day you're keeping the eats safe, which I thought was entirely clever, and you can use that. Feel free to use that.
I saw that, and that's probably the best one yet. That's
probably the best one yet. Yeah. I had Chad on the other day, and
I saw that.
Was that?
Sorry, no, I said I saw that. Did you have Chad on?
Yeah, and he gave my thousands and thousands of viewers the lowdown on Pizza Police. But I'd like to hear from you, where did this all come from, and how did you wind up? Yeah,
Pizza Police. Okay, so when I was living in Calgary, working in Calgary, that was one of my things that I did was every payday or so often, I would go try a different pizza because as you can tell, I'm a pizza guy. If you can tell,
it's subtle. I also enjoy pizza.
There you go. We have more than one thing in common now, which is that we're both, strikingly handsome.
That you can't fight the fact.
We can't help it. No, I mean, don't hate us. Don't hate us.
It's a curse.
So that's what I did. I just on my own. I tried a different pizza every payday I had or whatever. And this was some time ago. And then I kind of got out of that. And then just one night, even like just back in, I think it was like late November or whatever, I was on the YouTube, and I just I just typed in pizza one night and gave me a bunch of pizza videos, and then this pizza review one came up, and I ended up watching episode after episode after episode, and then it gave me the thought of I should do that again. I should go out and try a different pizza every so often like I used to. I enjoyed that. And then Chad contacted me about he was doing some kind of music video thing, which he still hasn't disclosed all the details. He just has me on film, and I don't know what he's doing with all this footage of me. I honestly don't know, but
oh wow,
he made me sit on the chair just like Titanic style, and he said he was gonna paint me, but I don't know. I don't know what he's doing with footage, But anyway.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that he lied to you and that there's no video and he just wanted to paint you. I'm not saying that. Planting seeds.
And I was laying there just like Titanic, and I'm just like, Chad, what are we doing? And he's like, no words, no talk. No.
Yep. That's
so we got together, and I thought, okay, well, he's got all this, editing and filming stuff that, so I figured, well, why don't we just do this pizza review show? And then somewhere along the line, Pizza Police popped in our head, and then, and Chad, every idea you give Chad, he just goes with it, and he runs with it. So, it just turned into that. And then we just decided to do one back in January. It was still cold, but we said, screw it, let's just do it. We did it, and now it's a runaway train and waiting for my YouTube check to come in,
I totally, with the 14 videos I now have on YouTube, I just I clicked on the monetization button on and I was like, I wonder. And I just read it and I was like, oh fuck. I am millions of years away from making the big fat YouTube stack. So that's just there. I get it. One of the things that I genuinely love about you is you have this capacity. So when we talk and it's just like you and me in the backyard chat,
Yeah.
you are very calm, very quiet, very, outgoing and interesting, but just like, hey, how are you? Like that kind of fella. And then when you were in Frightenstein, you were clearly a professional wrestler. Like there's no two fucking ifs, ands, and buts about it. You were up there, the Ayatollah of rock and roll. Like always amazing. And now you're Pizza Police, and you're a completely different, amazing, larger than life character. And the Sasquatch videos you were doing, like there's just so many. You have such a creative side, and I fucking love that.
You know what? I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, you're right. Like I try to be well reserved and whatnot. But when I'm on stage or in front of a camera, it's like this switch and it's go time kind of thing. And I think it just comes from just wanting to have fun, just wanting to be, like the stage is fun to me. Being in front of the camera and creating something is fun to me. So I turn that switch on, and then it all comes out. So so when people, if they know me only from being on stage, Frightenstein or Pizza Police now, and they meet me, they're I imagine they're disappointed. They're like, well, who's this guy? I was expecting him to, be this guy who's like all crazy and wild and the crazy wild party animal guy. But no.
I get it. I've had this exact conversation before where it's like people are like, well, I thought you'd be a lot more wild, and I'm like, I'm sorry that I let you down, but my parents were here first, so fuck you.
But it's like so you know what I mean? It's like a switch, I don't know. You just turn it on when you're just having a good time, I guess,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I think? If it's cool with you, I think I'm gonna add at the end of this video, or maybe just as a link or whatever. I want to add the video. I think it's on YouTube that you guys did. Frightenstein did for when you kidnapped Simon from Extreme Metal Radio.
And the whole wrestling.
He's all terrified, like a mean Gene Okerlund, and you're like, "Let me tell you, punk." That's just some fucking classic shit.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, by all means, link it or whatever you gotta do. Throw it on there. That'd be great. That was such a good time. That was totally that was inspired by my favorite two wrestlers of all time, which is the Demolition. Still not in the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Oh, robbery.
Of the century.
Right? Like, I get why Repo Man is not in the Hall of Fame, but Axe and Smash, fuck Crush. Axe and Smash should be in the Hall of Fame. It's politics or whatever.
I don't mind a crush once in a while.
The problem I have is because I can only see him as Kona Crush. And that's my failing. Like similarly, when I see The Rock, I can now see The Rock, but it was a long time before I only saw the Rocky Maivia, the like, hey gang, I'm here to do some wrestling. Look at me with my interesting clothes. and that just was like, wow, you're
I thought I was talking to The Rock just for a second there.
Oh, yeah. If you smell L. That was like, I have stopped wrestling. I know you're still a huge wrestling fan.
I am. Yeah.
But I stopped watching wrestling. One of the last pay-per-views I saw was the one where Mankind got like the 7,000 chair shots from The Rock in the I Quit match. Yeah. And the only reason I stopped watching it is because I fucking hate the idea of being stuck by my TV on a Monday, any kind of a regular schedule. Like, I just don't do that. And so Monday Night Raw, Thursday Night SmackDown, it just, and I kept missing, and then there'd be like huge things that are happening, and I have no idea who the fuck I'm like,
Yeah.
That the really pasty ginger kid. What was his name? Seamus?
There's been a few, I think.
I'm thinking of Seamus. It was the one that Necro was always
Seamus,
like, yeah. I remember Seamus like being a loser, and then all of a sudden Seamus, like, I blinked and he's the world champion, and I was like, well, I'm clearly shitty at watching things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite the time frame to be absent from it.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, I understand. Like the '80s and the Hulk Hogan era. That was my time when I was a kid, you know. And then something happened. I turned into a teenager, and then I thought I was too cool for it. So I didn't watch it for until I was well into my 30s, and then. And by your 30s, you realize, oh, you're not super cool, and then you just go back to doing what you love. So at least that's what I did.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's good fun, whatever,
Hell yeah.
I still hope to someday get into the ring one of these days. I mean, some friends tell me I'm getting too old, but I might die, but there's worse ways to go, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, I'll take that over like, oh, I got in an accidental sandwich explosion, like that some random ridiculous thing that people like share the video of your death on YouTube for 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty okay with the idea of, like, if I'm gonna dying in a wrestling ring, perfectly okay.
Yeah.
I just don't want to die like that. That's the guy that had such a big hemorrhoid that he bled to death. That's my fucking future. I don't want that.
No. I mean,
but I'm clearly not.
I don't want any kind of death, but if it has to be, then
the good
death
news
metal,
is
that's what we want. We want death metal.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can't have life metal, Creed, you go for the death metal. The cool thing is I can actually mathematically prove that I will never die, and I can actually mathematically prove that you will never die. So here's how we're gonna do this. So how old are you? Approximately. It doesn't have to be exact.
I'm gonna say.
Okay. You can lie.
Okay. So before when I answer,
you were breaking up there. I didn't catch all of it.
On today. Oh, I was just saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess your age. But I'm gonna guess your age at about 25. Am I right?
I'll try to follow what you're.
Norm, are you there?
Are we breaking up?
Your audio's a bit breaking up, and your video's frozen. But it seems like it might be frozen on the stream too. No, it's still moving. We're good. So 25 is a good year. Good guess, right? Okay. I can still hear you. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Can you hear me?
Oh.
Perfect.
Can you still hear me?
All right. I can hear you. You can hear me. We're good.
Sure. I'm 25.
Excellent. All right. So I'm going to say you're 25 years old.
I can hear you.
In that 25 years, you have died 0 times.
I can hear you.
I'm correct in this, right?
Good.
Of course I am. You're still here talking to me. So the way that we express this mathematically is we go 25 on one side, a colon, and then a 0. This creates a ratio, which is a relationship between data points. So if I was to say triple those numbers, right? So 3 times 25 is 75. Okay, that's on our side here. The colon. 3 times 0.
Still with you, yeah.
0, right? Just any number times 0 is 0. So by the
Right.
time you were 75 years old, our ratio holds. You will have died
Right.
0 times. Let's double that again. 150, 0 times 2 is still 0. 300. This math is inviolable. You, sir, are eternal.
You know what?
Or at least you
You're
goddamn
the
better.
wizard. You're the wizard. I'm going to go with that. So never argue with a wizard.
That's a good way to wind up turned into a toad.
There you go. There you go.
So
It's a good philosophy. It's a good philosophy.
and you know, and it's a tough lesson. It involves really being okay with fudging math, but you know, at the core, it's a good one. It's a good, important lesson.
You know, me and math are terrible. I just a quick little story. When I was in high school, I was in my last math course, math or minimum, and this is my last math class ever. I'm gonna hunker down. I'm gonna do the best I can. So I did my homework. I raised my hand, asked all the questions, said my prayers. Took when I was certain that I was going to get a decent mark because I knew I was never good at math. But I figured, you know what? No, I got this. And when I got my final mark, 51%, 51%, and then I was like, screw it, no more math for me for the rest of my life. I tried.
Yep.
So that
math is
me
and
math, no. Me and math, the only math I know is that my amp goes to 11, and that's it. That's all I know.
That's all you got to know, brother.
That's all you need to know.
I feel you.
That's all you need to know.
That's
and
the
rest
key
is
to
gravy.
Yep. Everything else, exactly, gravy. Oh, tell me about it.
And that's my math story.
I love.
And that's the story of the first.
Sorry, that's the story.
I was going to say, and that's also the story of the first caramel cod. That's also the story of the first caramel cod.
Caramel cod? Did I hear that correctly?
I was making a Simpsons.
Oh, reference. I did not get that. I was imagining you like dipping a cod in caramel.
Yeah.
Oh, this is delicious. I'm not.
Some
I'm
people
not cool with it, right? So let me ask you another music. Let me ask you another music question. Where did Hiram King come from? Like, I know where the name comes from and everything, but like, you that was one of the bands that none of it made sense to me, and then I saw it on stage, and I was like, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So Hiram King was came from, I love Hank Williams, and Mikey loves Mikey Bastard. Mikey, the guy with the swear in his name. Mikey Badward. Yeah, Mike Badward. There we go. He also loves Hank Williams, and then we never knew this for the longest time until we just started. He was drunk probably, and he showed me this new Hank Williams sticker that he had on the back of his camper, and we were like, "Cool, you like Hank Williams? I like Hank Williams," and we became better friends. And then one day he was just like, "You know what I want to do? I want to start a Hank Williams cover band." And I was like, "Hey, I play drums. Let me help you out with that." And then we just got together and we started jamming. And then somehow Briz got in there. Briz, he's the Bizarro Mikey as well.
Yep, he's like doppelganger of Bizarro World. Yeah,
and it just took off from there. It just took off. I know that's the most. There's not much else to the story. I know you were hoping for we had to battle some Russian bears and we were kidnapped by the mafia, but no, that's just it was just for the love of Hank, and again opportunity arose. That was the time when I was in 9 Million Band, which was fun, but I'll never ever do it again, never.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know, real abrupt story, but yeah, that was the whole thing of Hiram King. That was such a blast. It was so fun. That's when D3 was going on, and you know what? D3 was my favorite D of them all.
Yeah.
And I don't think because of where it was and how it was set up. I think it was just at the time I was in 9 million bands and I was just having a blast, and that was the place to be. And I probably have the most fond memories of D3 out of all the Ds, to be honest. And it was a sad day for me when it had to close the doors. So yeah.
Yep, I would agree. I would. I have so many strong, wonderful memories from all four, the three distilleries and Distortion. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like D3 was sort of at the height of the Keith Morrison band being
Yeah.
something that I was proud of and doing on the regular and everything, and like that was so fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And watching like I don't know how long they were actually open as a bar because of the whole the way the world is, but
Yeah.
it feels like the 100 days of distillery number 3, like that could be a movie where it starts off with a huge blast, and then it's like whoa, the neighbors are calling and they're upset, we're gonna work with them, and then we just hit a point where it was like, you know what, fuck these people, we're doing our own thing. And then the villainess would be Drew Farrell, and she'd come in like, well, you'll listen to me. I will take your bar and the orphanage too. Yeah. I think that'd be a great fucking movie.
I think so.
We should make it.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right after the top secret Bigfoot project that we got going that we still have to talk about.
Yeah, we will definitely. Probably not on the Facebook Live because all the people will write all our ideas down.
Yeah,
and steal it from us.
Well,
we have
all the secret government internet people are listening right now, and they're they got all our ideas now. So
absolutely,
there's gonna be a D movie. Yeah, there's gonna be a D movie already. It's probably gonna be released like next month, just because we were talking about it. Now. So. Naturally, I'll be played by Johnny Depp, because he played Tonto in that one movie one time, so he can play me,
Absolutely.
It's okay.
I don't see a problem with that at all.
No.
And I will be played by Gilbert Gottfried because of my voice.
I want another drink at the bar. Why don't you have identification?
Oh, jeez. I thought I was talking to Gilbert right now.
Probably okay with Gilbert Gottfried playing me.
Oh.
Right?
I thought
it's because I squinted, right?
This is like the Big Ugly Jim variety show. The Rock is here. Now Gilbert Gottfried. Who else do we got here today? No, that'd be
I
great,
should have braced you. I should have been like, you think you're just coming on with Jim. It's a whole cavalcade of stars. I wanted to do something. Yeah, absolutely. But the most important who is you. Well, and if I understand correctly, happy birthday to you.
Yeah,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Norm. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you kindly.
I wanted to make sure I did that.
41 today.
Sugar Ray just commented, "Happy birthday." Ray, I'm sure you know Ray.
I think so. I don't know all the kids today by their names and all their fancy names, but I'm trying to keep up. I'm 41 years old now. I can't keep up, but I'm trying, And
dude,
for a moment there, when you were busting out in the chorus there, I thought I was getting serenaded by Pat Morita, as Mr. Miyagi there for a second.
Yep. Who has a delightful singing voice.
This is just a cavalcade of stars that you got here today.
I like to think of this as a friend-entertainment.
Well, sure, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever works for you, Jim. You just keep talking to yourself, your little weird friend-entertainment words. All right, buddy. Oh, and Chopper says, happy birthday, Norm.
Well, thank you. And what is that, Chopper?
Chopper, yeah. Craig?
I don't know. I probably know him, but I'm terrible. See, I'm the worst friend in the whole world. I've had so many people come up to me and just be like, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in ages. And I'm just like, yeah, I remember that time.
Yep. Well, Chopper is Quorthon's dad, and he plays in Iron Tusk.
Right. And, I knew that. See, I knew that, but I was just testing everybody out there, because that's what I do. I'm the mastermind,
We're back to that. Yes, I'll put that woman on the train pots and let the train smush on. Oh man, I didn't know.
Chopper, for the birthday greetings, and thanks for the singing. It's been a good day.
Oh man, my pleasure. I didn't know it was your birthday until I was on Facebook setting all of this up, and it was like Norm Manyheads' birthday, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm not gonna sing happy birthday."
That was good. Yeah, it was good. I appreciate that. Yeah. You know what? And when this is okay. This is how old I'm getting. When we rescheduled this, I had no idea it was my birthday either. So it's not like I masterminded this and said, "Oh, I'm gonna screw with the internet feed so I can get my birthday." You see, I didn't do that. It was just like, yeah, let's do it Saturday. And then it was like, oh fuck, something's happening on Saturday. And it turns out I woke up and they said it's your birthday. So I was like, okay. And here we are right now. So talking.
Well, and that's why, like, I messaged you earlier today. I always do, just to make sure that nobody's life is exploded on them or whatever.
Yeah.
But I messaged you and it's like, we good for tonight, pal? Because I have forgotten my birthday. I know how that goes. And then there's like an 80% chance that someone in your life is like, put a whole bunch of effort in, and like, like they've got a cake and they've got strippers or whatever. And then you're like,
typical birthday.
Yeah, we call that the Manyheads tradition.
Yeah.
But then you're stuck with like, oh fuck, I've got to stop for give me an hour because Big Ugly Jim wants to. Hey, tell me about your life.
Talk with him, and I already signed the contract, so I can't get out of it.
In blood. Yeah.
He's already wired me the cash, so I can't get out of it.
Well, to be fair, I think it's safe to say that as a white person signing a contract with you, sir, I don't feel like I have to send you the cash we agreed on. I just have to take whatever is mine.
Well, no, our fee is $5 a year. As long as you pay $5 a year, you can take whatever you want, apparently. So it's all good.
But the key is I also get to be able to go, all you get is free money from me.
Well,
$5 a year.
You get to complain about it too. So it works out.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win.
Yeah. It's a win-win-win-win-win lose situation.
Yeah. And I'm not the loser. Norm,
that's what I love about this. I think that's why we've been friends for so long. Because we can just say whatever we want, and just go off the handle. It's great.
And you know what? There's nothing but love and respect between the two of us. I've known you for years. I've loved you for years.
Hey, man.
All I want is all the best things in the world for you. I'm super happy that things are sort of looking up in terms of like how you're processing the job and everything like that just fills my heart with happiness. And I'm a Grinch, so it's like it's gonna grow 3 sizes that day.
No, and
I love
that
you
makes me happy to know that. Hey, I love you too,
for
man.
sure.
And on my birthday and everything, yeah, this is great. I'm having a good time.
The last time there was a birthday involving the two of us was Quinn's birthday. And
all right.
yeah, I sang some karaoke that night.
I remember that.
And it's not even like people are watching this are probably like, oh, they went to a karaoke bar. Oh no. Quinn messages me and he's like, you have to sing. I don't even remember what song it was. He's like, you have to sing me this song. It's my birthday month.
It was Rubber Biscuit, and the only reason why is because Quinn's a huge Blues Brothers fan, and we were watching Blues Brothers videos, and his birthday was coming up, and then I told him that you do the best, even better than Dan Aykroyd rendition of Rubber Biscuit, because we were at a karaoke night at the Stetson one night, and you got up and did Rubber Biscuit, and that's the single most greatest thing that I ever saw in my entire life. It was spot on, perfect, and you're my hero because of it. I'm still trying to learn Rubber Biscuit, and I can't even get past the first 2 lines.
It's literally, you just have to do the mental equivalent of going limp in a car accident. That's the only way I can explain it. But what I love about that, and Quinn actually just commented, he's like, laughing my ass off. That was a good day. My favorite part about that was, without any practice on my end, I sang that song, and then I was like, and you're getting a second song, and
I know.
Careless Whisper by George Michael. Yeah. And I can't sing that song. It is not in my fucking range. It seems like it should be. What's that?
You didn't even rehearse that day either.
Nope, did not. And it's a song that, like, it fools you because it's like, I feel so unsure. You're like, that's a nice low register. I got this. And then the chorus, it's like, I'm never going to dance again. It just fucking sounds terrible. And in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, dude, I'm destroying this guy's birthday. And then I was like, oh, dude, I'm destroying this guy's birthday. Just kidding.
You're a monster.
Quinn, I love you.
You're a monster, Jim.
I am a monster. But sometimes when the moon is full, I turn into a man for the night.
I know. I was going to tell you, but I'm glad you know already, because I was just kind of waiting for the perfect time to, break it to you that you're, a terrible person for doing such things.
I mean, I get why you'd hold off on that and save up for a special occasion like your birthday to be like, by the way, you're a piece of shit. But it turns out I've always known. My parents used to tell. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, I love you. I want you to have the most amazing birthday ever. I gotta run and do things.
Sounds good.
I will send you the link because, like I said, the very end of this on the YouTube version will have that Extreme Metal Radio.
Yeah. Video. Nice.
It'll be awesome.
And let's do this again. Thanks for having me. And let's do this 100%. Again, because, like I said, I feel like we can go on for like 3 more hours or whatever. So easily. Exactly. So
yeah, brother. I would love to do this again.
Yeah, for sure. I'm up for it. Let me know whenever you have a spot open or whatever. I'd be glad to do this again. Sounds good. And thanks for the birthday wishes. Thanks everybody for the birthday wishes. And I love you too, man.
I love you. I will see you soon, my friend. And you stay safe and you stay happy and healthy and whole, because the world needs you in it.
I will. Awesome. Take care, my friend.
All right, brother. You take care.
Bye.